In a somewhat surprising but not entirely unpredictable turn, U.S. President Trump has authorized new funding for the White Helmets, which has previously been put on hold. Now, the White Helmets were the very controversial group inside of Syria that were basically the ambulatory service for Al-Qaeda, what the White House describes as a vital life-saving cooperation with the Syrian civil defense, more commonly known as the White Helmets. Now, in the past, they've received upwards of $6.6 million, and it appears that they are going to be receiving the same as well. Now, originally, their funding was frozen by the United States, specifically by Donald Trump, after there was a video release of CIA-supported fighters decapitating a young boy in Aleppo. Apparently, by aiding Al-Qaeda and other Islamic extremists, this kind of thing actually happens, and it's something Trump didn't like. Only now he's decided to go ahead and start funding the service once again. Now, it should be noted that they are also the only source for the alleged chemical attack that took place in Duma on April 7th. This is one of those chemical attacks that the U.S. swore that it was going to investigate, yet since that investigation began, we have heard absolutely nothing about it. Now, we should also keep in mind that the White Helmets were used by the West to justify several airstrikes on the Syrian scientific and military installations throughout April. Basically, the White Helmets claimed that a chemical attack took place, of which there is absolutely no actual evidence, and then preceding their claims, the United States did strike several important facilities inside the country which were actually medical in nature and not factories for chemical weapons as they alleged. Now, it should be noted that in the past, the White Helmets have been noted for participating in Al-Qaeda execution videos of civilians who dared to resist their influence inside the country. Essentially, they work for Al-Qaeda, which is backed by the United States inside the country. Now, I think what's really important about this is the fact that they're starting this all up again, that they're beginning to fund the White Helmets once again, and I think that's due largely to the fact that the U.S.-backed forces inside the country are being absolutely decimated by the combination of the Syrian military, the Iran Revolutionary Guard, and the military of Russia, who are staunchly defending the independence and the rightful leadership of the government of Syria. And the fact that the pro-U.S. sides, the ones that are being controlled by the U.S., funded by Israel and Saudi Arabia additionally, are failing so hard that they're crumbling day by day. This demonstrates through the renewed funding that they're very concerned about losing the country in general. Now, they've lost the war. Essentially, the U.S.-backed side is not going to win the war. It's over for them. However, there is still the possibility of using these proxy forces to balkanize the country, particularly with the Kurds, which are now openly being supported by Israel and now in talks of cooperation with Saudi Arabia. So it seems like the U.S. may be feeling a bit desperate in this situation, a bit concerned about being able to get the minimal target of at least balkanizing the country, particularly in the northern areas where the Kurds are, where the oil fields also are. Now, this also comes at a time when probably most people who even bothered to pay attention to the crimes that the White Helmets were committing have probably forgotten all about them by now. The media's forgotten about them, etc. And so they're very quietly being refunded once again. And it reminds us that the struggle for anti-imperialism inside of Syria is still quite far from over, and it is a struggle that still needs to be carried out.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.